Okay, so let's talk about something really fascinating. There's this huge cultural shift happening right now, and it's a total paradox. I mean, you've probably heard the news stories, right? Faith is on the decline. But at the exact same time, on our phones, on our screens, something else is bubbling up. A massive spiritual revival is taking shape, and it's being led by a generation that, honestly, nobody saw coming.
And this is the central question we're going to dig into. On one hand, all the data seems to point in one direction. Christianity just isn't essential to American life as it used to be. But then you look at Gen Z, and they're engaging with faith in a way we just haven't seen for a long, long time. So what gives? What is really going on here?
All right, so this really breaks it down for us. It's like a tale of two completely different trends happening at the same time. You've got the big picture meta trend, right? And that's showing that overall, faith is becoming less central. But then you zoom in on this other trend, the revival. And who's at the heart of it? Gen Z. They're actually the most frequent churchgoers now, and they're feeling this huge explosion of faith content online.
So to really get a handle on that first trend, the decline, just look at this number. This is from the Barna Group. 46%, almost half of Americans who call themselves Christians, say their faith is not central to their lives. I mean, think about that for a second. That is a massive, massive shift from just a generation ago. It kind of shows that something's breaking down in how faith is being lived out day to day.
But then you see this, and this is where things get really interesting. This is the complete reversal. While that overall commitment is going down, look at Gen Z's church attendance. It's nearly doubled in just a handful of years. They've gone from being the generation that went to church the least to the one that goes the most. This isn't some slow, gradual change, folks. This is a spike. It's a huge turnaround.
So that begs the question, right? Where is all this new energy coming from? Well, the answer isn't just in the pews or inside church walls. The real action is happening in the digital world. It's where this generation lives and breathes. We're talking about a new kind of sanctuary, a digital one, and it's changing everything about how faith is shaped and shared. And to really get what's happening, you have to understand this one key concept, algorithmic authority. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it's pretty simple. It basically means that for a growing number of people, their main spiritual influence, their guide, isn't a pastor or a priest anymore. Nope, it's the algorithm. It's that hyper-personalized feed that YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram serve up every single day.
And wow, this quote from Kinnaman and Matlock just absolutely nails it. Most people today are discipled by algorithms more than they're discipled by their pastor or church. I mean, that's a bombshell. We're watching a complete rewiring of how people learn about faith. The center of gravity has literally shifted from the pulpit to the palm of your hand, and that, as you can imagine, creates some incredible opportunities, but also some pretty big challenges.
Okay, so if the algorithm is the new gatekeeper, if it's the new pastor, then how are people actually winning in this new environment? What's the playbook? How are these digital evangelists cutting through all the noise to build these huge online communities? Let's take a look under the hood at 4 of the biggest strategies that are crushing it right now. So check this out. This chart lays out 4 totally different approaches, and here's the kicker. They're all working. You've got Elevation Church, which is all about creating this powerful, emotional, spiritual experience. Then you have someone like Mike Winger, who goes super deep, like with these long-form educational breakdowns. Then there's Bible Project, using amazing animation to tell the story of the Bible. And finally, you have Cliff Nechtel, doing these viral street-style debates. It just goes to show, there is no one-size-fits-all approach anymore. So let's break down that first one, the encounter. Think about a channel like Elevation Church with Stephen Furtick. This isn't your grandpa's 3-point sermon. They've shifted from just presenting information to creating a full-blown spiritual experience. It's all about high production value, raw emotion. It's designed so that you, watching at home on your phone, don't just feel like a spectator. You feel like you are in the room having a transformative moment. And then you can do a complete 180 and look at strategy number 2, the deep dive. This is the Mike Winger model. His audience, they're not there for the emotional highs. They are hungry for substance. They want answers. So his channel, Bible Thinker, delivers exactly that. Hours-long, super well-researched, deep dives into the toughest theological questions you can imagine. We're talking about real scholarly work made accessible. All right, strategy number 3 is the visual narrative. And honestly, Bible Project has totally changed the game here. They take these incredibly complex biblical ideas and make them beautiful, understandable, and accessible through high-quality animation. The key for them is shifting the focus away from just looking at isolated verses and instead helping people see the grand, unified story of the entire Bible, from Genesis all the way to Revelation.
And our fourth strategy is the one that's built for viral success, the viral debate. You've got guys like Cliff Nechtel who are literally taking apologetics, defending the faith, to college campuses. He uses this Socratic, question-based style to get into these really engaging discussions, and then they chop them up into these short, punchy, super shareable clips. It's content that is perfectly engineered to pop off on TikTok and YouTube Shorts.
So, okay, we've got these 4 very different looking strategies, right? The encounter, the deep dive, the visual narrative, and the viral debate. But even though they look different on the outside, if you dig down, you find they're all built on a few shared principles. There are basically 5 pillars that the most successful content today is built on. This is kind of the secret sauce for what connects with people online in 2026.
And here they are, the 5 pillars. First up, a theology of weakness and resilience. This is huge. It's about being real with suffering and anxiety, not just preaching a name-it-and-claim-it victory message. Number 2, a creation-positive spirituality. It's less about a long list of don'ts and more about finding God and joy in the created world. Number 3, reclaiming the biblical narrative. Getting people to see the whole epic story, not just cherry-picked verses. Fourth is bolder, direct apologetics. Not shying away from the tough questions, but tackling them head-on. And finally, the big one, embracing that algorithmic and decentralized authority. Basically, meeting people where they are, which is online.
But, with any shift this big, it's not all sunshine and roses. This move to digital discipleship, it comes with some serious questions and potential downsides. I mean, what happens when you untether faith from a real, physical, local community? Let's talk about the challenges that are popping up on the horizon.
Yeah, there are 3 really big ones to watch out for. First is what you could call discipleship fragmentation. If everyone's getting their theology from a different YouTube channel, well, that shared community belief can really start to break apart into little echo chambers. Second, the local church can get bypassed. A digital connection is great, but does it replace that face-to-face community and accountability? That's a huge question. And third, and this one is pretty scary, is the AI threat. With deep fakes getting better and better, telling truth from fiction online is about to get a whole lot harder.
So look, this new digital sanctuary gives us access to amazing teaching and connection like never before. There's no doubt about that. But as our spiritual lives get more and more curated by code that we can't see and don't control, it leaves us with a really big, unavoidable question. When your faith is curated by an algorithm, who is the real pastor?